Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my webinar this afternoon. Today is the 5th of December, and we're almost there. Only got 3 weeks to go, and it's time to have a good break. So today's webinar is being recorded, and it's all about the best ways to reflect on 2022. So I really hope you get a lot out of this webinar. And again, as I said, we're in the final weeks now, nearly hit that finishing line to the end. And then we start to begin on 2023. So let me just take you through what our webinar is all about. Okay, today's session, what I'll cover is understand the importance of going through the highs and lows in 2022. And it's been a full year of business, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Better than most, or better than the last previous 2 years with the COVID disruptions and everything like that. The value of reflecting on milestone moments and celebrations with your team. And I think that's a very big thing. You've got to celebrate with your team, regardless of where the business is at. You've got through 2023 is a new area, a new year. And why good recognition praise will have your staff to return back in 2023. And I've got some tips on that. So I hope you like what I'm about to go through. Okay, so a bit about myself. I'm the Director of Key Business Advisors. We're actually coming up to 15 years in business. I love what I do, very passionate about what I do, but we're all about helping our clients with business strategy, people and culture. We're an outsourced HR business, so we cover that end to end, right from recruitment right through to termination. And we do a lot of training, sales training, management training. We love what we do. Everything is always linked back to a strategy. Our mission in Key Business Advisors is take our clients or take businesses from good to great, which comes from the book Jim Colin's. And our purpose is to take our customers on a journey to help them through all aspects of employee engagement and performance. Because we know when you've got great engagement, you get good performance of a team. So as I talked about, the 4 key pillars of our business, here it is. This is what we do, and we're very, very good at it. And I always have this comment, what keeps a business owner awake at night? Well, they lay awake about 1 of 3 things. Number 1 is revenue. How do I get more revenue into my business? Number 2 is staff. Number 3 is customers. How do I get more customers? How do I keep my customers happy? All those things that keep a business owner awake at night, we cover here at Key Business Advisors. Okay, so my first topic is to understand the importance of going through the highs and lows of 2022. And, for many businesses that we work with, we know that a lot of them had to restructure, they've had to make some redundancies, change roles. That's all a big part, and that's going to continue on in 2023 as well, I think, based on some of the clients that we do some work with. What worked well is what we recommend you to do is sit down and go, well, what worked well? The highs. Did we have good financial results? Has it improved on the previous year? So you're always trying to find something that is, hey guys, this is what we've done. Because if it's all doom and gloom, you probably won't have a team left by the end of the year. They'll all move in the new year. I think new business development opportunities. So did you bring any new opportunities into your business? And look, one of the things in our business, we've brought some great new opportunities into our business this year. We've also still got working on some of those new business opportunities because it's been delayed. But we've won some wonderful clients this year that have been a big part to the KBA brand, and we're very grateful for everything that they've done for us. Might be some launch of some new products or services that you can reflect on. Some new marketing initiatives. We always celebrate our Google reviews. We hit the milestone of 100 Google reviews this year, and it's a big thing to celebrate, a big thing. And yes, we celebrate along the way, but I think, as you finish the year up, what can you do is, just to go to your team to reflect back, this is some of the highs of what we went through. Was there any employees or new staff that you've put on that, there to help the business to go from good to great? I think is really, really important. To get to travel for your business. So for us, I've done quite a bit of traveling this year, and 2 years of no travel. So I think, I love traveling for business, going up to Sydney or Port Macquarie or into the regional areas that we travel to, which I'm off to this afternoon, heading up to Port Macquarie, which would be great. Did your company move or update your premises? Did you do anything to enhance on your premises that's going to make a better workplace for your team? Simple as a new coffee machine would be as a great example. So a look at some of the highs of what we've done this year is, as I said, is really, really important. One of the things that I encourage, and we do this in our business, is we benchmark against other like-minded business owners. So benchmark your business. How are we performing? How are they performing? And I think we've done a great job this year in the way that we've performed in our business. And I think, you know, when we benchmark it with some of our, you know, they're competitors, but they're also best friends as well. We share information. You know, when I benchmark against them, we're not going too bad. We've had a pretty good year. And I think we refer back to your business or strategic plan, right? So some companies have a business plan, some have a strategic plan, or a combination of both. But for me, I think, you know, I always refer back to our business plan in the business. And, you know, we're sticking to our strategy, sticking to our guns, and it's working. Is it working as fast as that I want? In some areas, yes. In other areas, no. But that's part of business. And again, we'll put that on the drawing board for 2023, which we're already doing right now. I think also, you know, what's important is, you know, if you're a business owner out there or a manager, your well-being as a business owner, I think, is really, really important, because again, our well-being is everything. You've got to love your business. You've got to love what you do. You've got to have that passion. And, you know, if you don't and your well-being is affected, well, staff will see that. They'll see if you're stressed and stuff like that. And I think the big one for me is, you know, have you had fun with your team, right? So, you know, your Christmas party might be coming up. You might have already done it already, but, you know, along the way, have you done anything with your team that's been fun? And fun could be a luncheon, could be a breakfast, it could be, you know, a wine bar or whatever it may be, an activity where you go, you know, play a game of skirmish, go-kart racing, or we recently did the Great Race with our team, you know, through the city of Melbourne. And again, that's all about some of the highs of what you've gone through. So I think, you know, part of reflecting back on 2022, you want to sit back and go through, well, okay, what are some of the things we did do really, really well? What are some of the things that we can reflect back and go, and as a business, I'm really happy with what we've achieved, you know? And then obviously the next slide that I'm going to go through is areas of concern, some of the lows. So, you know, and again, you know, we're working with clients like this. They've worked really, really hard and yet not made any money. So that's a terrible feeling as a business owner. But you got to, you know, as I said, you got to look at, well, okay, how do I take that into 2023? Is there any areas of concern your business is not profitable? So, you know what, we're working with some clients, they've got some part of their business is profitable and other parts is not profitable, and that's why they're not making money. So again, wanting to do some change is really, really important, which I recommend. You might have some staff issues or some dissatisfaction. Morale or culture might be low. And again, if that's happening, then that's a dangerous area. We know that, you know, the media is putting out there, they're going to have this great resignation and everything like that. So all the advice and everything we do with our clients is trying to get them to have that staff retention, you know, really build that profile of the team, get that culture going. But if you've had, unfortunately, you've lost staff, well, okay, we've got to work out, well, what do I need to do as a business to get that back on track? So I get new staff and retain them. You know, sometimes in a couple of clients we work with, they've lost some staff, but when they've employed, they've actually got a better talent that's come through the second time around. So you've got to look at the positive in everything. We have seen this a lot, and that is a lack of training due to the lack of time. That's been a big thing in a lot of companies because, you know, I always talk about to our clients that we're in this month of December. Just about every client I speak to, they're fatigued, they're tired, they can't wait to get to that finish line to have that break and a bit of time off to recharge the batteries. But you know, we've seen that you know, that's having the time, can't do the staff training, and you know, the old story is, if you want your staff to stay, you've got to keep training them, and that's a big thing. You know, some of the lows maybe was the business disruptive. You know, like again, we know what disrupt means. We've all lived through that through the pandemic, but you know, was there any disruption in your business? And again, we want to minimise this this noise. It could be the lack of process or procedures, or also could be the lack of, you know, not having the right documentation in your business that's become costly. Loss of suppliers, loss of clientele. And I talked about fatigue before, lack of energy, fatigued, and then that high stress and anxiety. So again, when we sit back and have a look at it, and you know, my first topic is you look at the highs, what have we done really, really well? You look at some of the lows, and then you go, well, okay, overall, have we had a reasonably good year? Have we had a great year, or had a year that we actually, it's been a real tough year, but you know, we're going to get back to the drawing board and make our strategy work for 2023. From everything I've just gone through, you can put all this into a plan for 2023. So, I always say what's working well, keep doing it and try how to accelerate that. What's not working so well, okay, what's part of your strategy to try and improve that? And again, we're here as a company to try and help anyone succeed in the year of 2023, because that's the year that we're about to head into in the next few weeks. So I hope my first topic you found very relevant. And feel free to ask me any questions you like in the question box or the chat box that's on this webinar. Okay, my topic 2 is around the value of reflecting on milestone moments and celebrations with your team. And again, as I said before, you always celebrate the milestone moments every week, every month in the business. But as we finish this year up, well, what are some of the things that you can do? And one of the things I actually want to do is, I would love our marketing person, Emma, to actually put, maybe a bit of a video recording together of some of the highlights we've had throughout the year. Just, talk about some of those milestone moments. So I think, some of the things that I look at for milestone moments is, number one is, what are you grateful for in a business? So as a business owner, what am I grateful for? Or a manager or a staff member, what am I grateful for with the business? And for me, it's their commitment to help us get our business to the next level, regardless of how the business is actually performing. And again, we talk a lot about communication that I've spoken to in previous webinars. The business is not going well, you share that with your team. If they're committed, they're going to try and carry you through to get it to that next level. People taking ownership and driving results. And I think that's a big one. Like, for me, it's like when someone comes in to our company, we give them a role, we make sure their PD is clear of what they want, and we just want them to go and do their job and do it well. And I think that's really important. What have they achieved as a team, right? So that you're most proud of. So, I look at, our teams within the business. Everyone plays a great role, and we sit back and look at, as a team over the last 12 months, have we grown? What have they done as a team that's actually taken the business to the next level? What have they done to that you could not do? And I think that's a big one, right? So I'm not good at marketing, right? There's a great example. So, HR, I know a lot about HR, but when it comes to the IR stuff, I stay in my lane. So our business can't perform because I've got people in our business that actually can take it to the next level. And that's, what I can't do. So I'm very grateful for that. And then, are there any individual standouts? Has anyone in your company gone above and beyond, or and it's not in the last month, but you think about over the year, do you want to have maybe an employee of the year or something like that as an incentive? I don't know, or just a gift. I like surprises rather than putting things in front. Who was our employee of the year? What was made your business survive and thrive in 2022? So again, as I said at the very start, the highs and lows, but what are some of the things that's really got you to that next level? It might be some new systems and processes, some better technology that you've invested in over the last 12 months. And again, why have we done it? And I think that's the thing is, it's all about the why. Why have we done this? And then, what's actually happened and has it made an impact on the business? There's definitely got to be a big reach out or shout out to our loyal staff, our suppliers and our clientele, because without them, we don't have a business. So again, anything in particular that you can draw on in your business that you can have a conversation with some of your clients about, and what are you doing with some of your clients? So, one of the things that we want to do, we are doing is for, our clients is that the guys are going out and seeing in December, we're taking out cakes, KBA cakes is a way of saying, many thanks for all your support over 2022, and here's something for yourself and your staff. And again, they'll love it. And what new opportunities have come your way? So again, has anything that you might want a major account, or you employed a new staff member, or an opportunity's come your way that's actually impacted your business and taken it to the next level. So these are all things that we want to make sure that we highlight, and then talk about that to the team. Before this year ends. As I talk about, celebrate the milestones throughout the year, as well as look forward to 2023. So we don't want you to go out and, I think if I can say it, the fatigueness, we're starting to see some very disgruntled clients, that are just really tired and everything like that. But you really got to sit back and go, the year is not that bad. There's somebody else that's been worse off than us. So again, we've got to look at the positives. go into 2023 with a real good mindset that this is going to be the greatest year of all time, and have that embedded in your business throughout all your team. Okay, so if you look at your strategy on 2022, 2023, here's some things that I want you to have a bit of a think of. Review what's worked well for 2022 with a plan for 2023. Now, anyone's done any work with me, I'm all about strategic planning. Where's your business at? What do you want to do? How do you have that strategic intent so you don't drift? Celebrate the milestones with your team and make sure you show your appreciation. Again, we're going into the silly season, Christmas parties, alcohol. It's always good for our business. We pick up a lot of new clients in that time when things don't go right, when there's a bullying claim or something like that. You want to avoid that of all time. Look at a plan for 2022 and tick some boxes of what you've achieved. And again, that's something you share with your team. And then what you've not achieved, carry this over for 2023. But in a session I did with a client last week, let's put a timeline on it. So is it going to happen in the first quarter, first half, or in the second half of next year? And it's okay if things get delayed, but just share that with your team and go, look, these are the things we've done really, really well. Here's the thing that we're still working on, but it just hasn't. And a lot of the cases when I talk to clients, it's not because of the business, it's because of the situation. An example of that is a client is building some new premises and the premises have been delayed with plans and everything like that. It's starting to be erected, but it's not going to be done in the timeline they wanted, but that's okay. Staff can see that, but just acknowledge it. Many companies, as I said, have that strategic intent. It's important that you don't drift, and this could create some disruption. So, if you sit back and go, oh, this is, red flag, we didn't achieve this, red flag, we didn't achieve that, red flag, we didn't achieve this. What will happen is your team will start to think, am I at the right place? Am I working at the right place? So we don't want any of that. We want to make sure that you have a really good finish to the year and try and carry things over, as I said, into 2023. If you've come up with some sort of come up short, be positive, be open about what your company needs to achieve in the year coming ahead. But, throughout the pandemic, when that happened, one of the things that I really harped on and drove like there was no tomorrow is, setting up that pathway for your staff to see this is how we're going to trade out of the pandemic. So if you've had a great year this year, congratulations. All right. And then what's the pathway for 2023 so it's even better? If you've had a year that's been, 50-50 or hasn't gone the best that it has, again, what does that pathway look like? And if you are really struggling and things aren't going well, then I would contact someone to try and help you and get that mindset right to get you into 2023 and beyond. I hope you like what I'm covering at the moment in this webinar. And if you do, just put a comment in the chat box. That'll be absolutely fantastic. My topic 3 is why good recognition praise will have your staff return in 2023. Now, again, staff love recognition praise. They like to know that they're doing a great job. If they're not doing a great job, well, that's a different story and they could come under performance management. But some ways to reflect or recognise good performance. So if you think about this, right, and I've got my HR hat on right now, have they achieved the KPIs that you've wanted them to achieve throughout the year? Now, some companies work calendar year, some companies work financial year. But it doesn't matter if you think about the last half or the whole year, are they achieving their KPIs? Because if they are, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It could be management observation or feedback, so feedback that could come from other staff, team feedback, supplier, customer feedback. I mean, Google reviews is everything for me. You get a good Google review and that's reflected back on the staff member who's looked after that customer. So customer feedback is really important. Has their attitude been positive? And again, I think that's a big one right now. So we're certainly working with clients that, that really want to have that positive attitude in their business. And if staff are not positive and negative, then, they're trying to sort that out to keep the culture really, really strong. So we want to recognise people who've been really, really positive and really good contributors, if I can say that. They're helpful, resourceful, a collaborative team player, and they demonstrate loyalty and commitment to the business. So we want to recognise some really good performance. One of the things I talk about is a business owner, they lay awake at night and they think of one of 3 things: revenue, their staff, or customers. So, with your team, If you've got a great team and good performance, you should sleep well. If you're not, then obviously there might be some fine tuning that you need to do to fix that. So I hope that this helps. Okay, how to deliver and recognise and praise good performance. Well, if you've got somebody that's achieved everything they need to achieve, then you should be doing some form of one-on-one catch-up with them, or a performance appraisal, which we do. It could be some recognition in a team meeting. It could be an end-of-year celebration or an event. Now, we had a Christmas party. Our Christmas party with our team was we just want to have some fun. I didn't want to make it any formal or anything like that. And it was just a really relaxing Christmas party we had on Friday, and a good event too, which is really, really important. It might be some, if you haven't done any remuneration throughout the year with your team, you might want to sit down and think, well, okay, do I need to give some sort of extra remuneration for that person or people within the team to take you into 2023? It could be something as a bonus or a gift, or something like to say thank you, or a simple thank you. I think goes a long, long way in today's world. But that's up to you to sit back and work out, well, what's my strategy? What do I need to do to make my team feel good and coming back? Something that's happened in our business, and it hasn't happened for a few years because of COVID, but we've been invited to so many Christmas parties with our clients, and it's not just me being the owner or my wife, it's actually my staff are being invited as well. And to me, I think that's just absolutely fantastic. And that just goes to show, that our customers appreciate what we actually do. So again, part of, that life cycle of your employee, you've got to make sure that they're happy. You've got to make sure you keep them happy. And if you haven't done a thing this year in trying to help and support them, then you definitely need to do something for the year ends because you want them to come back in 2023. A big thing for me is always make your team part of your strategy for 2023 so they return. So, if you haven't had time to do your strategy for 2023 yet, that's okay. But you could say to them, these are some of the things that have worked well. These are some things that haven't worked well. When we come back in the new year, we want to do a bit of a brainstorming session, and we want to work on our strategy for 2023 that we moving forward. Many clients that we're working with are actually doing this side of Christmas. So they've got their strategy for 2023 pretty much laid out. They're delivering it to their team, and then we'll go back and pick it up again when everyone returns back in the new year. Okay, do we have any questions based on what I've gone through? So I really hope that it's a short webinar, but I really hope that I've given you some insight on what you can do to try and create some motivation within your team. So yeah, any questions? I'll just put it out there to the group. While you're doing that, training is a big thing. So if you're trying to create some, if I can say it, some motivation within your team, then have some training mapped out in the new year. I think is really, really important. What do you need to do to get your team to that next level? Here we go. I've got, thanks, Colin, some really good points and reminders. So from Steve, Elizabeth, thanks, Steve. Merry Christmas, mate. I will talk to you before the end of the year, but yeah, I think it is it's a really hard one because I was sort of caught between a rock and a hard place because we've got clients that have done extremely well this year, and we've got clients that still trying to get their head above water and in the panic mode. And I think what's important is, I say as a business owner, you've got to have all this, what's this word, determination. And you've got to have high resilience, but you've got to keep it cool and cool your jets, as I say it, with your team going into the new year. And we know that alcohol brings out the ultimate truth of what happens, and we're sort of feeling that from some things that have come through our business in the last 6 weeks, there's going to be a lot of clientele that are going to have a lot of happy times, but we've got some challenges with some new clients that have come on board that have got a bit of disruption in their business. Okay. Thank you very, very much. If you need any help with anything that I've gone through or any part of our business, you can feel free to download anything off our website. And we're actually doing a session next year. So I've got a 30% offer out there. So normally we charge $165 for a 2-hour workshop. which is around business strategy. It's an online workshop. If you're interested, please go to our website and let us know. And we're offering 30% off between now and Christmas, basically. So it's $110 for a 2-hour workshop. These are the topics that I work on, 1 to 7. You've got myself, another gentleman called Ben Chapman, who will be doing the workshop, and we hope you can make it if that's of some interest to you. So thank you very, very much, everyone. And I want to wish you all the success in the world between now and the end of the year. And please feel free to contact us if you need any support or help. If you like the information I went through, then please hold your phone up to that little QR code and you can give us a great Google review, because we really appreciate it. So thank you very much, everyone. All the best for between now and the end of the year, and all the success in the world for you in 2023. Thank you.